Hello, every pony, and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not pony related. Okay, that's finished FF4. It's as great as I thought it would be. I'm very happy. I'm quite satisfied with the events that have occurred. As such, in order to get over these feelings of sadness and post-video game depression, I have no choice but to read some awesome Final Fantasy fics. As such, let's bring out a classic. FF4's Reunion by Sephiroth3343. Enjoy. Reunion by Sephiroth3343. Oh, come on, again with the numbers. It was a sunny Saturday morning. Not a cloud in the sky, and everyone in Baron was in full swing, getting everything prepared for the wedding, in coordination with the new king and queen to be, Cecil and Rosa. Cecil heard a knock on his door. Someone entered his bedchambers. "Sir, it's 9 in the morning. You asked for a week. I've called at this hour," said one of the maids. Cecil's soul struck the ogle in his eyes. "Thank you," he replied clockily, back to her. He heard her close the door behind him. Then he felt his head start to stir. Damn! Why did I think a bachelor party was a good idea? No, wait! Why did I think letting Edge host my bachelor party was a good idea? Edge had arrived at Baron 3 days early, and when he found out Cecil wasn't too keen on the idea of a bachelor party, Edge insisted that he should have one as a gift from one king to another. The party itself wasn't too fancy. It was at the local pub with a couple of Cecil's friends from the Baron Arty, as well as Edward and Yang, who arrived early for the celebrations in case anyone needed a hand with anything. Cecil, being a very weak drinker, was ready to pass out after his third drink. After he thought it was best to go back home, perchance he did anything stupid. Edge forced more drinks down his throat, until Cecil threw up on a dancer. Cecil stepped out of his bed, and after finally trying to regain his balance, walked over to the bedroom and went to the window. As he recalled one of the rather embarrassing moments of last night, he couldn't help but laugh. Then he thought of what Kane would have said if he saw him. "You're Cecil Harvey of the Red Wings, one of the greatest knights in Baron history. He can slay 1,000 monsters no problem, but can't even manage to keep down one glass of whiskey." And then it dawned on Cecil that his best friend wasn't there. He wasn't there to insult him, or to give him advice when he would get into a fight with Rosa. Most of all, to be the one to be there for him through thick and thin. That's what friends are for, right? Cecil let out a deep sigh as he ran a hand through his hair. "I really wish you were here, Kane. I miss you." On the other side of the castle, Rosa was getting ready for her big day. She had just stepped out of the bathroom when a fellow maid came in searching for her. "Oh, there you are, Rosa," she exclaimed. "Is something wrong?" replied Rosa, as she flipped her damp golden hair over her bathrobes. "No, not at all. There's someone eager to see you." Rosa raised her eyebrow at the maid's cheeky grin. She stepped aside, and from the doorway appeared a mass of green hair that could only describe one person. "Rydia!" exclaimed Rosa as she ran to hug the young summoner. "Oh my gosh, Rosa, it's so good to see you," replied Rydia quickly, trying to wipe away her tears that had started to form. "I can't believe you and Cecil are getting married today." "I know, it's crazy," said Rosa with a big smile. "Well, I wouldn't call it crazy. We all knew it was going to happen sooner or later," Rydia said with a cheeky wink. Rosa laughed at her comment. "Come, sit." She waved her hand in the air as she walked away from the door. "So, how have things been with you?" Rydia sat down on Rosa's bed. "Pretty good, actually. We're almost finished with the repairs to the village, and I've just been helping with teaching the young summoners." "Well, that's great, Rydia," said Rosa as she sat at her vanity. Rydia nodded in response. "So, how are things holding up here?" "Well, ever since the war was over, we've been repairing ourselves. Cecil disbanded the Red Wings and replaced them with the Baron Guard. I've been mentoring young white mages with their apprenticeships, and Cecil is putting the worries of everyone else on his already heavy load." Rosa said with a slight chuckle. "Sounds like Cecil's starting enough." There was a slight pause in the air, and Rosa could see a look in Rydia's eyes. She was itching to ask something that she ought not to. "It's okay, Rydia. You can ask me." "What?" exclaimed Lydia, off guard. I know you're wondering about Kane. Lydia's eyes went wide in shock. She opened her mouth to protest, but then closed again when she heard Rosa laughing. Lydia, I know you well enough to know what you're thinking. Lydia blushed. I'm sorry. No, don't be. It's quite a conversation starter as of late, Rosa said with a frown. But how will he know that today is your wedding? Is he still in solitude on Mount Ordeals? Not too long ago. Cecil went to find him. What? Rosa sighed. It was a couple of weeks ago, after Cecil had proposed. The castle threw us an engagement party, and I could see how depressed Cecil was. Of course he put on a smile and laughed here and there, but on the inside I knew he was hurting, because of Kane's absence. The next day he left for Mount Ordeals to try and bring him back to Baron. And what happened? Asked Lydia, absolutely playing with the one quarter of Rosa's pillows. Rosa shrugged her shoulders. Kane said he wouldn't come back until he was ready. Poor Cecil. This must be hard not having his best friend around. Rosa nodded. I know Cecil is hurting, and even though we put all that mind control stuff behind us, still Kane feels as if our forgiveness just wasn't enough. I miss him a lot. It was more than anything he was here with us. Lydia could see that this was an emotional topic for her two best friends, and decided not to press the matter further, as she could see the sad expression on the white mate's face. Now, no more tears. Lydia grabbed Rosa's hands. I know this day would be so much better if he was here with you, but just think about what this day represents. You're going to have a fairy tale wedding. You are marrying the love of your life today. I don't want to see you cry anymore. Save those tears for when Cecil reads you those cheesy vows of his. Rosa laughed as she wiped away the tears forming in the corner of her eyes. You're right. Today is supposed to be the happiest day of my life. Rosa stood up and hugged her friend. Thank you, Lydia. Lydia returned to the embrace and smiled. That's what friends are for. Anyway, I'm taking up your time. I'll let you start getting ready. I heard Edward and Yang are here already. Yeah, they arrived a couple of days ago. And a certain Ninja King, said Rosa, poking her tongue at the summoner. Lydia rolled her eyes. I'll see you later, Rosa. Question, can we leave Edward behind? I know in the remake he got a lot better, but, in the original version he kind of sucked. Big time. A couple of hours had passed, and the official celebrations had started. Everyone was seated in the grand hall. Lydia watched Cecil stand at the altar, looking more nervous than when he had to face Golbez, Zemus, and Zeramus all put together. He caught her eye as he gave him a thumbs up. He nodded in appreciation and felt much more at ease as he saw Ezra's attempt to put his arm around the summoner was cut short by her elbowing him in the ribs. The doors opened up and Rosa suddenly emerged, as he made her way down the hall, accompanied by Sin, who had been a father figure to both Rosa and Cecil. The hall was filled with gasps, as they were all taken aback by her beauty. Cecil was in awe, his mouth slightly open as he watched what looked like an angel gliding towards him. Rosa made it to the front of the altar, and gave Sid a big warm hug. Thank you, Sid. You always feel like a turd, Lamai, said Sid with glassy eyes. He turned to look at Cecil. Now, you better take care of her, or else my hammer's gonna meet you somewhere where the sun don't shine. Cecil was stunned for a moment at Sid's threat. You have my word. The ceremony started with the traditional words from the priest, as he told stories of old, after the vows and rings were exchanged. It has come to my knowledge that you have both chosen to write your own vows. On that note, Rosa, you can begin, said the priest, taking a step back. My dear Cecil, ever since I was a little girl, I would always wonder what my wedding day would be like, where it would be, what my dress would look like, and who the person I was going to be spending the rest of my life would be. Standing here today made me realize I didn't want all that. No, in fact, I didn't need a fancy dress or a fancy venue. All that mattered was that I was going to have you by my side. That's more than I could ever ask for. I remember when people used to think I was crazy for becoming a healer. Your healer, when there were so many consequences, possibilities of something going wrong. But to me, I wasn't the crazy one, because I was doing it for love. Our love. Cecil,
You have no idea how proud I am for all your accomplishments, and I'm glad to have been there through it all with you. I'm ready to start this new journey together with you, my love.
Cecil smiled back to her and took a minute to regain his composure. Rosa, I am so lucky to have someone like you in my life. You make my life so much easier to live. You always know how to solve my problems. You always know how to put others before yourself, and most of all, you saw the light in me when I couldn't see it myself for the longest time. My love for you is greater than I can even begin to put into words. I promise you today that until my last breath I will always be there for you. I will make sure to be that man that is worthy of your love. I will always make you smile, and of course protect you no matter what, even though it's usually you who is saving me. There was a roar of laughter at Cecil's final statement. Rosa, I want you to thank you for everything that you do for me, even though I don't deserve it. You make me a much better person, and I too am looking forward to more journeys with you as well. Cecil then placed Rosa's ring on her finger. The priest came back into view and started the coronation ceremony. The coronation was a bit lengthier than the wedding, but finally the priest announced the new king and queen of Baron. There was a great cheer of applause as everyone stood up and clapped for the new rulers. Cecil and Rosa bowed before the audience, before sharing a passionate kiss that erupted in more cheers. Once all the formalities were over, and many started lining up to formally and personally congratulate the couple. The first was Sid and his daughter. Sid couldn't hold back his tears as he gave both of them a hug, belling out how proud of them he was of both. His daughter shaking her head as her father caused the scene. Although she was busy taking care of whatever mess Sid had made, she did have a close bond with Cecil and Rosa. She bowed before the two and silently apologized for her father. Next was Yang and his wife Mei Ling. Yang shook hands with Cecil and said congratulations to the couple.
Congratulations to you both,
said Mei Ling, not losing her happy-go-lucky personality. Then grabbed onto Rosa's hands and whispered,
I give you a frying pan as an extra something, just in case.
Rosa blushed as she felt Cecil stiffen next to her.
Oh, that was very thoughtful of you.
Yang gave Cecil a pathetic look as he grabbed his wife's hand and walked off. Next came Edward, who couldn't hold back his tears. He shook Cecil's hand and graciously kissed Rosa's.
Your love and strength have taught me how to keep going. For that I thank you.
Suddenly they heard two voices yelling at each other. Cecil couldn't help but choking to himself, knowing who it was. Pollum, and the Emperor of Vestidia entered the room. Cecil and Rosa bowed before the elder.
Make sure you keep this one in check,
he said with a wink, as he caught both Rosa and Cecil by surprise. Pollum jumped to Cecil's throne and started exclaiming,
Look at me! I'm the new king of Baron!
Pollum punched her brother in the head and dragged him away. I didn't think the elder had such a sense of humor, whispered Cecil to Rosa, who only giggled in response. Ez was next to congratulate the couple. Rosa, are you sure you want to get with this guy? Or does you want to settle for an even better king? Rosa laughed.
I'm fine with settling with this one,
she said as she wrapped her hands around Cecil's arms. Ez laughed back. Suit yourself. In all honesty, I'm truly happy for you both. I'm glad to have you two as friends. Cecil smiled at him. Thanks, Ez. It means a lot. Last of all was Rydia. I couldn't stop herself from running towards the two, as she leapt into Cecil and Rosa, unable to hold back tears like Sid.
Rydia!
Cecil exclaimed.
Sorry, but I just couldn't stop,
she said, wiping back her tears.
This brings me so much joy to see you two getting married and becoming king and queen. I love you guys.
Cecil hugged Rydia tightly. And we love you too. Finally, a Baron guard called out to anyone else who wished to congratulate the couple. Everyone around was busy chatting amongst themselves, but Cecil had his eyes fixed on the door. Rosa saw the look in his eyes and knew he was waiting for her. A couple of minutes, Cecil slumped his head down. Rosa grabbed his arms, massaging it with her thumb.
I know. I wish he was here too.
I knew he wouldn't, but deep down I just hoped that maybe he would change his mind, Cecil said sadly. Rosa could see how upset Cecil was that wasn't there. She felt even guilty, knew the reason why. Rosa thought to herself,
he suffered in silence for my sake for so long. Him being at our wedding would just be too much.
The priest made his way as a couple and said they could go and mingle with everyone else. As they made their way to the altar doors once more, Everyone see who the late arrival was, and suddenly there was silence. Kane! Shouted Rosa. What? Whispered Cecil. Cecil felt Rosa let go of his hand, ran up to the man, wrapped her arms around her. Kane stood there for a moment before he returned the embrace.
I can't believe it's really you,
Rosa said, digging at his features. The year he was away really did do wonders to his appearance than what he had remembered. His hair wasn't his usual ponytail, and it turned lighter from all that exposure to the sun. His scars were much more visible, which he figured as much, since he didn't have someone there to heal him. Most of all, she noticed he wasn't wearing his typical dragoon armor.
Rosa, it's good to see you again.
Kane replied back. Then he averted his gaze to the figure standing behind her.
Cecil?
Cecil moved closer towards Kane, unable to find the words to say. You idiot! He said with. Kane couldn't help but smirk.
It's good to see you again, dear friend.
Cecil embraced his friend. You came back! What made you change your mind?
While I was up on Mount Ordeals, I came to a conclusion. My time of solitude was just an excuse for me to run away from the damage I had caused. I knew that people were still going to be angry at me for what I had done.
I'm not.
So I thought if I ran away, everyone would eventually forget about me, or think I was dead. Of course, I still felt at fault for what I did to you two.
Rosa was about to speak when Kane cut her off.
I know you two have forgiven me for what I did. But before I could accept your forgiveness, I had to forgive myself for what was done by my hand. Whether it was by mind control or because of me on my own, I knew I could never show my face in Baron until that happened.
All that matters is that you're home now, said Cecil.
King nodded, thank you. And I do want to congratulate you both. Baron could not be in greater hands.
Thank you, Kane. But now that you're back, what are you planning to do now?
Asked Rosa.
Wherever the wind may take me, I suppose. Or I could share stories about our new leads, starting off with a personal favorite of mine. Throwing up on a dancer at the Baron pub.
What? Exclaimed Cecil and Rosa.
King burst into laughter. You're Cecil Harvey of the former Red Wings, one of the greatest knights in Baron history. He could slay 1,000 monsters no problem, can even become new ruler of our kingdom, but he can't manage to keep down one glass of whiskey.
Cecil shook his head and laughed as well. It's good to have you back, dear friend.
If there's one thing I love about a good Final Fantasy game, it's the interactions and the characters and the world. But I also love some of the romances.
Cecil and Rosa were probably some of the earliest romance stories created for Final Fantasy. And needless to say, it's actually pretty well done. So heartwarming, so well done, and so passionate. I can really feel that these characters feel bonded. I can feel like these characters are, real. And it just makes me enjoy seeing them get together. And thus, that was one down, thousands more to go. See you next time.
Bailey, did Megan really come to the last video just to mock us?
Yep.
Think he's listening to this right now?
Most likely.
Wanna say hi?
Of course.
Hi, Megan. How's it going?
Hope you enjoyed the Immortal game.
It's gonna be a killer thriller.